What's up, everybody? KJ here for your daily crypto quickie where we just give you the tip. Let's not waste any time because Matic, my God!
And it's gone.
What?
It's gone. It's all gone.
What's all gone?
The money in your account, it didn't do too well. It's gone.
What do you mean? I have $100.
Not anymore, you don't. Poof.
Moment of silence for the people that don't use stop losses. Holy cow, what a dump. This is epic. I mean, if you've been around, you've seen dumps like this. This kind of reminds me of BitConnect a little bit. Shout out to Trevin.
You did not lose $30,000, okay? Everyone, listen up. You didn't lose your money. Now, you have your... Technically, you kind of lost your money.
That one always cracks me up. I can't, sorry, I couldn't help myself. But yeah, let's look at the chart first. And we'll talk about, from a technical perspective, how this happened, what to look out for, how to play this type of a move. And then we'll get into the fundamentals because it's pretty interesting what happened. So let's switch over to... Okay, so here we have the Matic chart on Binance on the 4-hour. Let's look at what led up to this pump and then what happened. So really quickly, going to draw this line right here. Okay. Now, if you look here, this is about 6 months of consolidation, accumulation. This coin is being accumulated through in this range for a period of about 6 months. This area here, this line that I drew kind of roughly, is a very clear and defined resistance level. So what we were looking for in this box right here, or circle rather, is a breakout above the line, a retest of it, and then it takes off. So this was really the signal to me that's saying, okay, this is bullish. Now, when you get a breakout like this, you can manage your stop loss where you just keep moving it up each level and you just ride the trend. And if you get stopped out, you get stopped out. But this is a very clear support resistance flip. We'll zoom in a little bit closer. You get the breakout, pulls back, then takes off. So there's two ways to play this. When it pulls back above the resistance, mind you, it didn't go below. You can enter there with the stop loss slightly below. So if the resistance gets broken and then it becomes, or the support gets broken and becomes resistance again, then you're out and you don't lose anything. Or this even safer way to do it is when this top gets taken out, this is around 245, then you can enter in trend. That's like kind of like a momentum play. Some people are like, oh, that's FOMO, but if you've clearly defined the range and you see the price, what's happening, it's very obvious that once this top gets taken out, there's more room for this to go up. So you get the breakout here. This is an even bigger shockwave of price action, still above this sorry we shilled too hard level. That was a key level on the way down. It's around 280 sats. So that was a level that I was looking for. We break above that, you get price action above it. It doesn't even retest. So if you entered here or here and you have your stop there, now at this point, like if you want to even be kind of risky, you can put your stop right here below this low wick. So if that gets taken out, then you're kind of like, okay, I'm out of this. It breaks out again, takes out this top, goes up, get a bull flag here. Notice how the wick's down does not take out the high here. You get a wick to it, but it doesn't take that out. So now you move your stop up. Your stop could have been here, then you move a stop up there, or even slightly below. Get another breakout, same deal. So you put your stop like right here, another one, move it up there. Now you're testing all-time high territory. And if you look at the daily, this was on Saturday, I believe, you have a big fat candle with no long wick, no signs of a top. It is in a very heavy resistance zone, obviously. This is at the all-time high. It came all the way back to it. But at this point, when this daily is closing, I'm still not seeing any signs of pulling back. It doesn't look like it's slowing down. However, you still want to move your stops up. So you make a run at the top, it goes up to 550, pulls back. This wick at 489, you see that happen. You're like, okay, this right here was key. You got another wick here. Okay, I don't want to see this taken out, right? You go up, it makes a higher high, at least on the hourly. We go to 570. If you remember a few videos ago, I said this could end up around 575 something and then fail. That's exactly what happened. We made it to 570. You make another peak here with slightly lower high, then a third one, can't get above it. All the while, during this area here, something interesting is happening in regards to the actual project. So this guy, and I'll pull up the blog here. We obviously know Matic dumped 70%, but this guy, Ghazi, ex-Ghazi, made this post saying that the Matic Foundation had transferred 1.5 billion tokens to Binance. Basically like $67 million worth of tokens. There's no liquidity for that. That tweet was presented somewhere around here, I believe. So that started to circulate. And bottom line is, once this level gets taken out, you can even have played it safer and made it like here, like if we revisit this, I'm out. Whatever the case may be, this level gets taken out, I don't want to know about it. We just watch and see what happens. At the same time, that presents a great short opportunity as well. And it's the same thing. Think about, I know guys in my group even entered into shorts, and the same way as moving your stops on the way up, they just kept moving their stops down until it went all the way to 150, which is insane. They made insane money in like a matter of minutes. So the bottom line is, last night was crazy. There was a lot of accusations of the team exit scamming. And you know what, frankly, I'm not too certain what happened, but what I do know is when you offer very high leverage, as Binance does, on smaller coins that don't have the liquidity, when there's violent moves, you see action like this. So, you got to be very careful if you're trading leverage, and you got to always use stops no matter what, leverage or not. You need to be using stops. There's no reason to take a loss so vicious as this. So I in all seriousness, I do feel terrible for the people that bought in this range, or I feel bad for the people that bought down here, watched it go all the way up there, and they thought it was going to go another 10x, and didn't use a stop, and then just gave all the gains back. But one thing of note is out that there wasn't actually 1.5 billion tokens moved. So basically, this guy made an error. You got to be careful, but these type of things spread. And Matic's statement is that it turns out they only sold like 2.7% of the supply, which is still significant. But that being said, when you're investing in cryptocurrencies and you know that the creators and founders and the advisors have a shitload of tokens, right? You understand that, and they need to make their money, right? So when they sell, it's like, it shouldn't surprise anybody. First off, some people are going to sell and they're just going to flat out exit scam and buy a yacht or whatever the case may be. That's super obvious. You can follow the tokens on Etherscan or whatever, and it's a shame, and they just give up the project. That happens. We've seen that happen over and over again. But there are other times where they need to take profit so that they can continue to fund these projects. Just remember, there's a lot of people laughing at the people that got wrecked in Matic. However, then they'll go and talk about some other shitcoin. Listen, this can happen to any single coin in this market. It can happen. I was there and I saw it happen live when Ethereum crashed from like $200 to 10 cents on GDAX because somebody shared a fake news about a Vitalik dying in a car crash. And it triggered, because this market is so illiquid, it triggers the stop losses, and then you get these crazy moments. So meanwhile, Matic is dumping 77%, and all of crypto Twitter and Telegram is running to the Matic Telegram to rub salt in the wound. It was pretty obvious that this was like a serious dump, and people were just like losing their minds. That's a buy opportunity. So between like 200 and 170 sats in the dojo, I'm sitting here like, buy now, buy now, buy now. You can make money off of this type of mania. So I saw some other traders on CT did it. I think it was Crypto Dog was in there. Loma Crypto. There was a few others, and no offense if I left you off the list, but if you've been around and you see that type of a move, you can take a chance. And if you did, man, I'm sure you were laughing all the way to the bank because you made a quick 2x. Super quick, man. Congrats. Awesome. Anyway, Matic doesn't appear to be the scam that people thought it was, but it is still kind of scammy. Definitely lost a lot of credibility for investors. It's not a good look overall. And then if you look, we'll look at, everything is red today. At the same time, what made it extra scary was at the same time you had Raven, FET. Let's look at the charts. Might as well. But all of the Binance coins were dumping violently. So this was right around the same time. That's like a 30% cut. Raven did over 30% dump. So all of these, it did a full retrace and then went slightly below. People that bought here, like at this retrace area, instant money. You make money instantly. It went to 360. So that's like 20% right away. So anytime you see something like where there's clearly emotions or some sort of glitch in play, always consider that. Instead of like running around laughing and joking and making fun of people, look for the money. There's always money to be made in other people's misery, sadly. Anyway, let's look at BTC because last night the whole Binance alts crashing, Matic, Raven, Engine, all of them crashing was a really ugly sign to me. Kind of spooked me a bit. I think it spooked the market as well. Looking at BTC, we've hit this high time frame trend line. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're just poking at it over and over, but we can't seem to close above it. So on this hourly, the fact that we closed below it was a sign that, hey, maybe it's not time yet. It's been down ever since. That was key. If we had closed above like 7,600 or something and then started to go sideways, that would have been like, I would have made a video and be like, everybody buy now. But it didn't happen. It failed. And things don't always happen the way you want it. So if you look, this yellow trend line has been drawn from the bottom of the local bottom here. It's been respecting it the whole way. That broke recently. It was retested, can't get above it yet. We're continuing further down. If you watched the previous video, I have an area around 79.80, which I'm targeting. I'm sorry, 69.80 rather, where I'm targeting. But this is one of those things where you don't need the exact bottom. We would really like to see this bounce at 69.80, anywhere between 68.75 and 69.80, somewhere like in that $100 range. If it goes below 68.45 right here, this starts to look pretty scary. So let's flip this chart upside down. Right, so you have the high, which is the low. We make a low here, lower high, higher low. There's no clear trend right now. This is just a big range right here where the majority of the volume is coming in. Now, if this 70.80 gets taken out, there's going to be a reaction. And it's just a matter of can this level and this level, this area right here, if this area doesn't hold and it goes above this, if this low gets taken out, this goes way lower, I think. I think it gets pretty scary, unless you can get a double top or something. But if this were to kind of like, if we close, I guess if we close like a 4-hour or even an hourly below the low, like 65.27 right here, or 65.32, if we start closing below and then it keeps inching its way down, that's a short. That's an exit all crypto markets moment. So just be very, very careful. I don't want to freak anybody out. I personally think this will we will get a reaction somewhere around here, like somewhere around here. We can probably see a reaction. That's where I'm betting on. But if I happen to be wrong and this gets taken out, be very, very careful because things will get bad and ugly in a hurry. All right, so we covered Matic, we talked about BTC. Let's talk about Tezos. That was another one of the hottest coins. Crazy amount of shilling going on. This is it's a larger cap than Matic, so not as likely to pull something like Matic did, but it's possible. Anyway, let's look. So, if you look here, let's zoom out a bit. This is significant. When it first listed, this wave right here was where it tried to gain support to bounce. You had one bounce there to about 25 and quickly shot down. This is where the breakdown happened at approximately 1950. And that happens to be where we are pretty much right now. Also, excuse me, you saw that on the way up, that was a key resistance, 1950, got shot down, got its strength under it, got above it, and then took off to 22 rather. And now we're here again. So, if you plan to enter this, I wouldn't want to see the bottom of this taken out. So, you can put a stop, like, I'd say below 1800. Below 1800, this starts to look really bad. You can still enter it. The trend is quite bullish. You don't have incredible selling volume going on. The staking model, quote unquote dividend model, is being pushed. Coinbase, this could be a noob coin. But at the same time, with BTC looking so uncertain, there's no shame in just kind of hiding out a little bit. You can go to USDT and wait. You know, it remains to be seen. Depending on the severity of BTC dump, alts can give back versus BTC as well. So, you know, this is a time, if you want to be aggressive, make sure to use a stop. I don't blame you. If you enter at like 1945, 1950, your stop's at 1800, you're not risking too much. Don't go all in, obviously. It could play out very nicely for you if BTC were to dip like maybe 100, 200 bucks and then bounce, and then alts kind of recover. Yeah, that would look fantastic. But that being said, you know, there's no harm in waiting. If the same thing goes for if this can recover and take out 2200, you can play there as well. So personally, you know, I don't feel great about trying anything right now. With the amount of dumpage that we saw on Binance and BTC where it is, this is a time to really kind of sit back and watch price develop, see what happens, see what people are doing, keep an eye on the sentiment always. It can get really, really scary out there. And, you know, typically when it does, so for instance, obviously Matic yesterday is 70% down. That was pretty scary for the people. It became mania. That mania is something that you need to pay attention to, regardless if it's pure excitement or pure, you know, pain and suffering and freaking out. Either way, when things get that crazy and everybody's like hyper focused on that emotion, it's usually a sign to do something. So yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully we'll get some action on BTC and some alts. But for today, let's remain cautious. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like, subscribe. If you want to support me, help my sponsors out, dudex.com. If you want to trade Bitcoin with margin and leverage, dudex.com/Korean Jew. And yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Take care.